Hello, Airsoft World. My name's K9, and once again, welcome to Howling with the Pack. This is episode 2 of our YouTube series. With me today, we have our teammates Bam Bam, Draco, and our friend Saber here. He's a little shy, don't be worried. Today is we're going to go and a little change things up from the last video you saw, which was our interview with Tim Green, thanks to Draco here at TC Paintball. We're actually going to talk a little bit about the team itself, where we started, how we got here, what we're looking for, stuff like that. Me personally, I've been here in the sport about 15 years. Started the team about, technically 2 years ago, but it goes farther than that. It goes about 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was like 08 or something like that.
Was it 08? I think it was 08. I think it was like a small group of guys.
Because it was while you were in high school and I was in middle school.
Yeah.
When we first meet up with we had 4 players or something like that.
Yeah.
We just met up at like a church that we were able to just play in the woods.
Yeah, it was the church down the road and all that. Yeah. That's when you really kind of got started. I was in there for a little while. I worked with the PCAL group a little bit.
And the Knights Templar.
And the Knights Templars for a little while. So that's kind of where I got started a lot. But I know you, Bam Bam, you're fairly new to all this, actually.
Yes, I am. I've only been a part of the team a whole year, actually. It's a rather exciting experience to be with a team. Beforehand, I was just in the backyard playing with my family with spring pistols, running around in the woods and during the wintertime.
It
was kind of fun.
Those were the best.
That's pretty much how we start, yes.
Yeah.
That's how everybody starts.
Do not take it personally if your airsoft experience starts with spring pistols.
Everybody starts there.
Everyone starts with spring pistols.
Side note about that. If you're going to be in the backyard, wear eye protection.
Yes.
Yes.
Safety first.
Learn that one the hard way.
Safety always.
Well, I mean, you still got.
I feel like you want to go in depth about this experience.
No, I don't.
So you've been in. So you, Bam Bam. Not trying to get back to you, but you've been in for about a year, and you've been playing airsoft total for what would you say, 3-4 years?
Total about 2 years,
2
actually.
years total?
Yeah,
Okay, so not that long.
On and off with some friends in high school, but I mean, you guys have really made the difference and made me want to keep playing. So.
Well, we appreciate that. Now,
we're glad we could help.
One thing though is, I've talked to you briefly over the years on about your background. I know you've been with the team since it started 2 years ago. Where did you start?
It majorly started. Well, first of all, it was little wars in the basement with my brothers.
CQB at its best.
Those
Indoor
were,
with iPro.
Indoor.
Those were dark times.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what happens when your mother turns the lights off.
Then I moved up to Grayling for a few years throughout high school, and I was playing with my brother's friends, and actually it was always my brother's friends because I didn't have any.
That's just okay. You have
and
us
then
now.
I moved down here, and I was, I was looking for a job, and I happened upon a comic book store called A to Z Cards and Comics.
Yep.
Oh,
That led through the card games to Pandemonium, and that's where I met these two. And ever since then, I've been involved in the team.
Okay. So you guys got a pretty good idea of where we all came from. We definitely come from a variety of backgrounds. The other question is I have to ask is, what got you into the sport? What was it? A friend? Was it somebody you knew who already was in it? For me personally, it actually started. I was into it, I think, at the end of my middle school year. I watched, I think, a YouTube video or two of somebody playing, and I'm like, this is kind of cool. This is something interesting. I never really got much into it past that. It wasn't until actually, I think, high school that I really dove in. Really got into it. I had my own guns and already at the time, but I really dove into it and started playing with teams and, backyard stuff like you were talking about. But what about you, Draco?
I mean, it was actually kind of weird because you actually remember that gray, basically Desert Eagle looking spring pistol that I had?
I do.
I don't even know what happened to the thing. To be honest, I don't know what happened to it. But so basically, it started with my mom's big into radio and stuff, and one of her hosts was Pip. He just happened to have a airsoft gun sitting in one of his drawers or whatever. He wanted nothing to do with it. he had one mag and just the gun itself and stuff, and I was like, what you doing with that? Can I just have it? Because I was always big into guns. So I figured, hey, this is something I could, probably play in the backyard with, something simple or whatever. So he's sitting here like, go ahead, I have no use for it. So ever since then, I ended up meeting up with you about I think it was a year later.
Was it that close?
It was
I
that
didn't think
close.
it was that soon.
Yeah, because it was like about 06, 07 is when I got the thing, and then it was like 2008
That's right, I do.
is when, because then we went to the church. The churches where we played in that back woods area, that's where I first used that thing. I had it for a whole year and didn't even use it.
I'm not going to lie, that was a fun field, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's the only place that you could find bums and ditches in the same area.
Hey, I'm sorry. That forest area, that literally made the field. I mean, just the forest. It was so nice because you had this small little, like,
horseshoe almost.
Like barely an acre of land of just all open plain, which was beautiful for just general firefight. And then you go right into the woods, and here's just this like
giant maze of everything.
Maze of trees, and
I do remember that.
Gosh, that was amazing.
What about you, Phil? Because as you said, you've only been in this whole sport for only 2 years or so. Yeah. What got you into it?
Interesting story actually. So the combination, my dad for his work actually won an airsoft Desert Eagle. It was pretty cool actually.
Really?
Through
awesome.
his work.
For those of you who don't know, Draco is a Desert Eagle lover. So if you have one for sale, hit him up. He'll love to buy it off you.
Oh yeah.
Just keep in mind though. The biggest thing I wanted to do for my loadout was to have 50 caliber weapons of both classes. So a 50 caliber pistol and a 50 caliber rifle. Just saying. So as soon as he said he won a freaking Desert Eagle, I'm like, come on now.
Anyway.
So anyhow, he just put it on a shelf in storage, and I always wondered about that. But then my older brother and his friends got into playing airsoft, so they bought a bunch of spring pistols, and I was like, this seems curious, and they invited me to play, and so I joined them, and I mean it was a whole lot of fun actually, and we created our own scenario games out of it and whatnot, and then let's see. Was it like 2 years ago or last year? Like
it would have been 2 years ago because I know
2 years ago
because I think it was when you and I we were at Outbreak when I was mentioning it because then that's how we also got Dan into it.
Yeah, but you didn't really officially get me into it or into the team until last year. I think it was August when you invited me to your grandparents' field. Your grandparents' house.
That's
right. It was one of the first few games we were hosting.
Yeah.
Because we did a lot of stuff in the summer, but I think you were just having like work schedules.
Yeah.
I was working a lot.
That was the problem
during the summer, but I mean, ever since I think it was like 2009, 2010 was when I was running around playing with spring pistols, but after that, I mean, I hardly ever picked up any airsoft guns, but I've always been intrigued in the sport and wanted to play so bad. I never could find anybody that wanted to uphold and actually truly play. And then, dun.
Here we are.
There we are.
All right. Well, that's actually more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I never actually knew all that. But
I don't think any of us did.
I know you've been a big gun fanatic
exclusive
for as long as I've known you.
Yes.
What got you into airsoft? Because I know you used to say that you and your brother used to play in the backyard a lot.
Yeah. Well, when I was in like middle school, high school, I wanted to join the military. I got really into TV shows about guns and stuff like that.
I know you're also really big into Russian lore too.
Yes, he is.
I mean, that is part of your personality.
Hey,
I mean,
there's a lot of Russian airsofters out there.
There are.
That is not disgrace at all.
No. Especially them AKs.
Oof, they are pretty.
Well, after I got out of high school, it had been had become apparent that I couldn't join. I have a bad knee, I have a bad back, and I have autism, so I can't join the military.
Mm.
But I was still interested in it. I'm still very much love anything to do with firearms, and I love the gear. I've never been on a sports team before, so
Well, great way to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
exactly.
All right. Well, I mean, that's definitely an interesting story. I mean, the fact that you're playing with this sport with all that going against you, that to me says a lot about players in general. Because then that just shows you that anybody can play this sport if you have the heart to try. Now,
And man, you have been showing a
Yes,
lot
you
of
have.
passion,
You
Mr.
have
Medic
been-
of the Year.
yeah, medic of the year for
Medic,
sure.
this guy right here, Medic
We're gonna
of
get you
the
a patch
Year.
for that. It's gonna have medic of the year award right on it. Now,
Oh my gosh.
the next question, and the one that we all love to talk about the most. What was your favorite milsim or rec game?
Oh god.
My personal favorite was Conflict 4 for two reasons. One, Conflict 4 was the first big event and the first multi-day event that we've ever been to.
It was. That was.
And it was the most immersive event that I've ever been to in my entire life. The second reason that I loved Conflict 4 so much was the sheer teamwork and coordination that the people at Blast Camp Airsoft, Valken Alliance, and all of them put together to make that what it was just superb.
And also the massive amounts of rockets that kept going
Yes,
back and
the tanks.
forth. These stinking tanks, I swear. Like,
Hey, you build a tank, you rule the world. That's
yeah,
how it
especially,
goes.
especially since we were 3-1 on the freaking tank ratio.
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know.
it was
I
still
was-
fun.
I was still impressed though that our team won.
I actually was
Man, we were
expecting us
kicking
not
butt.
to win that game. I thought we
I
lost
went
when
in
we
there
came
and just
back.
like I saw those tanks and I'm like, those aren't allied tanks. Those
No.
are enemy tanks.
No.
There's 3 of them. Where's our tanks?
Yeah, I know.
I, like
having a burger.
They're just over having a burger and some bacon.
Leading innocent groups into the middle of the street to get shot up. You know that.
Oh
I
god.
mean,
yeah.
that's always fun.
That's the other thing. Yeah, you want to see what he's talking about? Check our Conflict 4 video. That's a funny video.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, I cannot
Oh my
believe
gosh.
that tank left the field while there was actually
Now,
troops
to be fair,
readying up to.
we could have. To be fair, we could have asked, "Hey, are you still proceeding forward and leaving the field,
I mean, if you
or
want to yell
are
at
you
tank, go right
advancing?"
ahead.
I mean,
I mean-
the engine was so loud he couldn't hear anything.
That's
So
that's fair.
Well,
I mean,
What about you, Saber? What was your favorite milsim or rec game?
That
Conflict 4?
That would have to be it, but that's the only one I've ever been to.
Well, you've been to Firestorm
well,
8.
and you also went to
And Throwdown
Throwdown.
5.
Okay, that's the most immersive one. I like immersion.
immersive?
I like as realistic as possible. That's
Okay.
what I like. That's what I like doing.
Okay.
I will say though, Motor City Airsoft has to be one of the coolest places I've ever been. I love that
I
place.
do like Motor
The
City.
detail to their
It
field
is
is always
excellent.
changing, and I love the field.
Yes.
It's a good way for like just quick team combat and just good tactics and talking. But,
Yeah, Motor City's nice. I mean, just the general like.
it is
Just the people there.
It's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
people.
I mean, every time we go there, there's new kids, and I mean, teaching them is a lot of fun.
And half of our stuff has been serviced there like thousands
Yes.
of times. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
shout
gosh!
out to the Motor City
Thank you
Techs.
so much, Ryan Connors.
Yeah, no kidding.
You are awesome.
Guru, tech guru.
he is literally the tech guru. Like oh my
I've got a
gosh.
couple things he's got to look at. Once I get
We all do sometimes.
Dude, I have a Barrett and an SR for him to look at.
I've got to get that BAR looked at.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you still have that.
It's not feeding. It's not feeding anymore. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Not the bar.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, we're getting
Yeah,
way off the
topic.
topic on this event.
Yeah.
What about you, What about you, Draco? What was your favorite milsim and rec game, and why?
Honestly, I would like to say that it's a tie between Conflict and Firestorm.
Really,
Firestorm. The thing I liked the most about Firestorm, now as a sniper, I did like the point of the fact that we had several different types of hilltops that for me to be able to post up on a freaking
Oh, yeah,
tree
'cause I
and I could just sit here and look at this entire range of like almost 180-degree view and be able to pick anyone off. And then as soon as I get my Barrett fixed up, now I'll be able to shoot even farther.
If you can
Are
climb the
you
mountains.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
if you ever been
You
to
gotta have a
Firestorm, if
harness
you've
for
ever
that
been
thing.
to to Hole in the Wall in Bangor, Michigan, you know exactly what we're all talking about.
Yeah, it's called Mount Doom for a reason.
Yes.
Like
one of many.
Now,
names.
I will say, I think I was the only one that because I think I only had to hold on to like 1 or 2 trees. Otherwise, the rest of it, I was almost able to kind of sprint up it. Because once I got out
lucky,
of the
lucky
mud,
person.
I know. Once I got out of the mud, then I could just right up the.
What I hated
side
was
here.
that I climbed the mountain, and then
You had
and
the
then I got
worst of
shot
it.
immediately after I climbed the mountain. Had to climb all the way back. I literally looked down with a couple other guys. We debated on tumbling. Like if our
Dude, you
gear
might
was
as
gonna
well
hold
just
up.
somersault. It's just, look at that avalanche on the side of the mountain.
I mean, you're rounded up for it.
That's true, but I was more worried about my gun hitting somebody else on the way down than I was me.
Oh
But-
my gosh.
But no, I will have to say that as far as the
Firest-
gameplay go and the amount of people that were actually at Firestorm, for the fact that it was our first milsim, I will have to agree with you that that was a pretty good event.
I mean, the field landscape, the people turnout we had, the event itself, the scenario. I mean,
The attitude,
attitude.
That's been the biggest thing I'm so happy to have so far is that every event we've ever gone to so far, we have had nothing but positive people around us, and it is always a good thing.
That
to
has
have.
been amazing, especially for a newcomer like me.
Yeah.
You know, like my first milsim was Conflict 4.
Yep.
And so I know the
Nice.
team's first milsim was the Firestorm.
Talk about
but-
jumping into the fire, right?
I know, right? Yeah.
Man, yeah, I was gonna say
But
at least.
unfortunately, I wasn't there at Firestorm. I just wanted to be there so bad,
But you
but
will be.
I will be October
Oh, my God.
13th.
Yeah, your birthday.
Yeah, right on my birthday.
So you're gonna be able to do the
To
very.
you climb the mountain.
Oh man, they think it's going to be such a hassle. I don't think it's going to be that much.
Well,
of a
here's the
hassle.
thing. If it just doesn't rain any
Ever?
handful of days prior to the event, then
Oh,
there won't
I'll-
be mud,
I'll-
and it's going
I'll
to be
run
a
right up
sim-
that thing. Even if
You
it
run
is
right
raining.
up that. If you're in Brandon's situation, I'm sorry. You should have used entrance B. The problem of entrance B though is that
It's
it was
enemy
on the
shaking.
other side of the hill.
I'm not gonna lie. The next time I go, if it rained, I'm just changing camouflage and then climbing the hill and then changing again. I'm not doing that twice.
But yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was yeah, because that thing was like
for-
only what was it, a 45-degree angle
Yeah.
for.
But
the
anyway, you were saying though. So Conflict 4 was
for-
your first milsim.
Yeah, Conflict 4 was a big one because it was my first milsim. I didn't know what to expect, and I'm like all scared because I see these tanks rolling up. I see teams with RPGs, and I'm like, what's going to happen to me? But
Yep, we're all
then we all got into gameplay on Saturday, and like
Found out
it was pretty awesome.
Find out all the tanks were on one side, all the rockets were on ours.
Yeah, that was kind of scary, but it was intense and it was fun, and there was a lot of good players out there that were very positive, and I was very happy with my first milsim being Conflict 4.
If I had to put a downfall to Conflict 4,
There we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
when I utilize the term sleeping in your tears, the problem of the problem of Conflict 4 this last year, it would have been perfectly fine except for one minor detail, and that's it was raining overnight. So for all of us that were in tents, now keep in mind we were on top of the hill and we were still sleeping
still
in
don't
water.
understand.
We
And
weren't
physics
as
to that
bad
one.
as some of the other tenters
Oh
that
no,
were
like the
around
6
because
Ronin
they
pretty
were
much got flooded.
They were
Yeah.
all around on the bottom side of the hill, and so they were actually sleeping in water puddles like that big.
And that's not an exaggeration either.
I know
Like,
you and me,
but-
the one night we were literally sucking water out of our tent with a straw.
We were. I mean, there's one thing I did tell these guys before then is be aware of the weather, and it will be raining the weekend.
Yeah. We listened, and we survived, though. We did
But,
survive.
Yeah, we did.
We
Yeah, did.
survived.
Oh, keep in mind, if we're going to sit here and try and waterproof these tents and stuff, don't put the waterproof tarp underneath the tent. Put it over top.
Does a great job, just not the way you want it.
Yeah, because it's waterproof, all right. It's just gonna pool inside of your tent. You want it to go over.
But, so, as it sounds like we've all got a pretty decent story. We all have a pretty similarity as far as interest in what our favorite event was so far. We definitely have a lot more next year we're planning on doing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to add like at least another
I mean, we have
two more events
conflict.
next
We
year.
have conflict 5. We have
Conflict 5 next year. We have Throwdown 7 and 8 next year. We have Firestorm 10. I'd like to try and do a couple more out of state. Probably the Milwaukee events. I hear a lot about them. I hear a lot of good things about them. I know our good friend Airsoft Alphonse goes to them a lot, and he says nothing but good things about those events. They're very well organized. But that leads us to our last and final question. What is it that we're looking for? Like, what is it that we're doing for the community? Like, what is it we're wanting to do as far as a team goes? And what we've been doing so far to help. Me personally, I feel like as far as the community goes, just recently I've been trying to help out small businesses around the area. We just had a store open up not too far from here. That just opened up a couple weeks ago. It's called Contact Front, or is it?
Contact Front.
Contact Front Airsoft Gun.
Yep.
It's a brand new store. Description is going to be down below in the comments, or I'm sorry, in the descriptions and all that. You'll find addresses and all that stuff. Great guy. Prices are real reasonable and all that stuff. There's the card right there. If you somehow can zoom in, you can check that out. But again, we'll have all the information down in the description below. But great guy. He's wanting to help the community out. He even said that if he can build up this business, he's going to open a field here in Westland or something like that.
You know what?
That'd be
And with all the
amazing.
stores closing around this area, it'd be definitely a good idea.
Especially the old Kmart right there at Cherry Hill and Merriman, or Cherry Hill and Wayne. That would be beautiful.
But that's
for
what I'm
an
saying. Is
indoor
like helping community like that, helping teams start up, helping new players get introduced, helping stores build up. That's the stuff I'm wanting to do, and I think I'm trying to do the best I can with what I'm doing, and it seems to be helping so far. Last night I posted some stuff on Facebook, and I was up till probably 3 a.m. answering comments all night to help this guy out. But
That's great.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Like,
I think much like you, just trying to get other people out there, some businesses that are trying to grow, and especially grow the airsoft community, because I mean there's a lot of players out there that love to play. There's many more players that would love to play but don't have the time or money.
or the idea that they don't even know a lot of fields are even around them.
And so
Yeah, I was gonna say.
there's a lot of fields everywhere here in Michigan and other states that they just aren't aware of it. And so I do enjoy bringing those fields to their attention, and also especially helping out the new players. I mean, new players are always welcome at Airsoft. And I mean, I love playing with new players because amazing things that they can do, and when they learn.
I think it just seems really nice, like when we're seeing all these new people, just how bubbly they get over, like how excited they are in getting into the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, him and I did a handful of interviews of some newer kids and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I swear they were like the one that you did. I don't even think I was there, but you did the actual interview.
Yeah.
The two kids and stuff, they like their faces.
Yeah, that
were
video's
lighting
actually on our
up.
Facebook page right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's up on the Facebook page.
They were just lit up over
And
how
they did,
excited they were.
according to you guys, they did an amazing job on that field
Yeah.
afterwards.
They did do an amazing job on that.
I mean,
field.
they made themselves actually determined to want to learn this sport.
Yeah.
They showed that they cared about trying to learn how to become better and stuff. And it was only their first day.
It sounds like to me, Bam Bam, that you really care about the players, and that's definitely a good thing to have. That's a good heart to have in this sport, because you need the next generation to keep the sport alive. You know, and
You
the
do.
thing is, we're not going to do this forever. We all know that. But when we all get
Shit,
older,
I'm probably going to still do this even up
well,
until I die.
you and me are probably going to ref. That's probably going to be our dying grave. Our gravestone's going to say, "Call your hit." But it sounds like to me like the players are what's really important to you, and the community is really important to me, especially the business aspect of it all. It seems like you have a really good passion with the players too. I know you
I-
always love talking to new players and helping them out.
Oh my gosh, just the amount of, I love talking to people anyways, but just the fact that we're sitting here just checking out some of these new people that are coming to the fields, like TC Paintball, Motor City, all these different places, and as soon as I'm seeing like someone, hey, you've never been here before, hey, what's going on? My name's Draco, and then just start figuring out, hey, what are you interested in? Is there something in airsoft you want to learn more about? Do you want to just play this casually, play it competitively?
Yeah.
I mean,
Just little things like that.
yeah. I mean,
it's, as I said, it's a good thing to have. I mean, what about you? What about you, Saber? I mean, I know to help people out. You always seem to want to help everybody on the team.
Yep.
What do you care more about? Like, what do you think the community is helping with, or you're helping with them?
The big thing that comes to mind first and foremost is, of course, the younger players.
Yeah.
I very much want them to get out, stop playing freaking Fortnite all day, and actually go out and shoot actual people.
yes, we don't need the campers again. Oh my
Go
god.
physically do something. Don't be involved in your phone or your Xbox or something like that, first and foremost. Mm-hmm. Note that I said Xbox, not PlayStation. Anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel you 100% there.
Yep.
That's actually partially the reason why I got into airsoft too. Was my mom yelled at me saying I need to get out more.
Yep.
I came home 3 weeks later with an airsoft gun. I said, "Well, guess what?"
I mean, honestly though, see, that's one of the big things we can be helping out in the community.
Just get people
All
out.
these parents are sitting here complaining about, their kids are not getting out and stuff. They're staying inside too much. They're not trying to get involved with anything and stuff. This is something that you can do in the winter and in the summer.
Oh, I know.
And it's outdoors.
I don't even play like games like Call of Duty anymore. I don't even play it because airsoft is so. It's like Call of Duty, but with so much more realism.
It's like a video game.
Yeah,
but it
you
hurts.
can really feel
I mean, I
yourself
don't know
dying.
about that much,
It's like
but
a
yeah.
video game, but it hurts.
Well,
Only if you don't get hit.
Actually, it's kind of like the VR set, but you
Yeah.
don't need to put a
Yeah.
helmet on.
Yeah.
You guys want to spend money on a VR? Don't. Buy airsoft gun, VR Call of Duty all day.
Yeah,
Hashtag-
And you're gonna get your money's worth. Trust me.
With the amount of money you have to spend to get a VR headset and a VR setup for your computer,
You could buy one of these.
Purchase like this, the Honey
That is
Badger,
heavy.
an airsoft gun, ammo, everything you need to be able to play, and much more. And just go out and have a good time with buddies, or even some expert. I don't quite want to say pro, but
Just
expert
somebody who,
players,
honestly,
someone who knows
if
the
you-
sport.
Yeah,
you know?
somebody who you know as a friend or you've seen play before. Go out, talk to them, say, "Hey, look, I'm interested. Can you take me to a field that you go to, or would you recommend one?" 9 times out of 10, they're going to know a place. If they don't know a place that's official, they have a group of friends that usually hang out and go somewhere. So just hang out with them, learn a little bit, borrow a gun if they'll allow you to, have fun.
Find us.
Yeah,
We'll
find
help
us.
you out.
We'll help. If you're in the Michigan area, find us. Look us up online. We'll be more than happy to help you out. But so I mean, that's all the questions we have for the day. I mean, we answered quite a lot of stuff today. So I think that's actually gonna have to start wrapping things up for us at this point. But check us our next episode out, where our good friend Draco here and Bam Bam, as well as Saber and a couple other the Wolfpack teammates that we don't have here today. They're going to go to September 22nd, TC Paintball in Traverse City, Throwdown 6. We're going to have an interview, thanks to Draco, once again, with Timothy Green regarding Valken Alliance. It's a possible, I wouldn't say sponsorship, but it's a benefit for a lot of players, both experienced and new. But
Especially if you want to get your BBs cheaper.
yeah, if you want to get your BBs cheaper, God knows we run through enough BBs.
Mr. LMG over here.
Hey,
Oh, look, there's
I make-
2,500 rounds right
I
there.
make them money. I make them money. All I can say is that. All right, that's all the time we have for this episode. I'm K9.
I'm Bam Bam.
I'm Draco.
I'm Saber.
Keep up with the pack.